Hello and welcome to DIY with Ashley. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make your own tote bag. This tote bag is perfect for the farmer's market, school, work, or for any of your tote bag needs. To make your own tote bag, you'll need 3/4 of a yard of heavyweight fabric such as twill, canvas, denim, outdoor fabric, or any home decor fabric. You'll also need a square cutting ruler if you have one. You'll also need an acrylic ruler, long sewing pins, a rotary cutter, fabric scissors, an iron, a self-healing cutting mat, a measuring tape, tailor's chalk or a fabric marker, an ironing board, a sewing machine, coordinating thread, and a hand sewing needle. Before you start sewing, make sure you pre-wash your fabric. Next, we'll cut out 4 squares 18 inches by 18 inches. And using our chalk or our marker, we're going to mark 3-inch squares on the side we're going to be using for the bottom. You'll repeat this on the bottom of each of the 4 pieces of fabric, then cut out the square. After we cut out the bottom, it's time to attach your lining fabric and your main fabric. So go ahead and line them up at the sides and pin only along the sides. We're going to sew the sides together using a 1/2-inch seam allowance. You can finish off the edges using a serger, pinking shears, or a zigzag stitch in the seam allowance. Go ahead and leave the bottom of the bag alone for now. We'll get to that part later. Place your bag pieces aside and grab your straps. To make the straps, you're going to need 2 pieces of fabric 3 inches wide by 26 inches long. Next, we're going to iron your straps in half with the wrong sides touching. Now open up the strap and fold one side towards the center crease and iron it over. Repeat this step for the other side and press the strap in half once you're done ironing both sides. We're essentially going to create the strap as if we were making bias tape. Pin along the strap opening and stitch 1/8 of an inch from the edge using your presser foot as a guide. Sew along both sides of the strap. For the pocket piece, we'll be using a rectangle 18 inches long by 8 inches wide. Fold the rectangle over on the long side with the right sides together. Sew along the opening edges, leaving a 2 to 3 inch gap at the bottom to turn the pocket right side out. Sew using a 1/2-inch seam allowance. Our straps are now completed and our pockets sewn, so we can go ahead and clip the corners of the pocket before we turn it right side out. Once we clip our corners, we can use that opening we left at the bottom to turn the pocket right side out. You can use your finger or a turning stick to help you turn out the corners and create crisp points. Once your pocket's turned out, you can use your iron to press it flat. Then take your pins and pin the opening closed. Now your pocket's ready to be attached to the lining of your bag. Lay the pocket in the center of your bag, measuring 3 inches down from the top, and pin your pocket in the middle. Remember, we only need to pin along the sides and the bottom of your pocket. When you sew your pocket, be sure to start your stitching above the top edge of the pocket and backstitch a little before you continue along the side and bottom. Sew past the top of the pocket on the other side and backstitch once more. This will help reinforce the pocket. For the next step, we'll be attaching our straps to the lining. Measure 3 inches in from each side and pin the raw edge of the strap with the raw edge of the lining. Be careful not to twist your straps while pinning them to the lining. Repeat this step for the other side of the bag. And when you're done pinning, baste your straps using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now it's time to sew the bottom of the bag. On your lining piece, pin the bottom edge together, making sure to leave a 2 to 3 inch gap in the center. We're going to use this to turn the lining and the bag right side out. Repeat this step for the main part of your bag, but don't worry about leaving a gap. Now we're going to make the corners. So match up your side seams and pin the raw edges together. Repeat this step for each of the corners. Again, we'll be using a 1/2-inch seam allowance to sew the bottom and the corners. Our pieces are now finished and ready to be sewn together. Place the main bag inside the lining with right sides together. Match up the side seams and begin pinning along the rest of the top edge. Sew along the top using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Turn your bag right side out by pulling the main fabric through the opening we left at the bottom of the lining piece. After the bag is right side out, push the lining piece into the bag. Now you can iron the top of your bag. Make sure to keep the lining inside of the bag, and once you're done ironing, you can top stitch along the edge using your presser foot as the top stitch guide. To finish off the bag, you'll need to go in and hand stitch the opening that we have in the lining using a slip stitch. I really hope you liked this video tutorial. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.